Hello, how was this week for you?
It ended up great. I didn't do very well over the weekend, but I made up for it. This morning I was at 170.3,
I saw, yeah.
which is the best I got the last few years when I was trying to lose weight and staying in control of it. About 172 was about the best I could do in general. So I'm really excited about getting to the 160s because I know what's going to happen. This stuff is
Yeah.
it already feels pretty flat through here. The stomach, you're looking down, it looks pretty good. I just love the before and after pictures because the difference is now becoming so striking in terms
Yeah.
of just physically looking in the mirror. I can see the differences, and I'm really excited about it. But what really is absolutely true for me is it's become about fitness and not about the weight,
Yeah.
because the weight's going to follow the fitness. And if I'm really fit and I'm 172, that's fine. If I'm really fit but I'm 165, that's fine too. It's
Yeah.
whatever's going to look good on the body and make me feel energetic and keep my blood pressure down and all the other stuff that was the goal, then I'm cool with it, whatever.
Nice. Yeah.
So what happened this weekend, what came to my mind during a walk the other day with Sandy was that there's internal influences, your own
Yeah, of course.
motivation, your own drive, and there are external influences. This weekend, there were times when I just wanted to eat more.
Hmm.
And I had my dessert plan for I was going to do what I was going to normally do. And he said, "Hey, did you try that new ice cream that we bought?" And I ate a pint of it. And as I was doing it, I knew what I was doing. I was just like going, "Okay, well, you dumb shit. You started earlier in the day by doing something you shouldn't have." And just like we talked about last week, and just like your motivation sessions, you it's you can make that decision every single time.
Yeah.
You can. So in a situation where you're dealing with some other person, there certainly is going to be boundary issues with yes, no. But when it's part of the relationship, and so I guess what I wanted your feedback on is when it's part of a relationship, when it's part of a routine, or what's your advice? I mean, what do you recommend when you've got a couple or a family
Yeah.
environment?
Yeah. Yeah. So, firstly, it's good to remember that no one day of great eating or awful eating will completely make or break your success, right? Even though this weekend wasn't close to ideal, you still lost weight. So that's because you did so much right things the following days after. So that's important to remember. And the main thing is, I would say there's two things. Obviously, making sure that the person you're with is has the same goals as you, or like is supporting you at least,
Right,
like at least aware, right? Because maybe they do have good intentions, but they just don't even know that this is important for you. Right.
right,
So that's actually more common because people don't even think about it. Like, oh, I
right. Yep.
if you told me I'd have done something else. And the second thing is just like everything, just plan ahead, right? Because if you plan, hey, on Saturday at 2 p.m. I'm going to eat two cookies, you're likely to eat two cookies. But if like I'm going to eat zero cookies, like, but if you have no plan, then five cookies roll around, be like, let's see what
You know.
happens, right?
Yeah.
So planning those makes all the difference, right? You can get away with quite a bit if you plan ahead. If you say, hey, even if you do it every single week, be like, if every Wednesday at 7 p.m. I'm going to eat ice cream, you can easily do that with minimal
Right.
consequence. But if you don't plan and don't eat ice cream, obviously there's no consequences. But if you don't plan and somebody gives it to you, then like, okay, let me take one bite, which leads on to
Next thing you
two or
know.
three. Yeah, next things you know. So yeah, I
Yeah.
would say that's the main thing for that. But it is actually a good lesson to be like, hey, no matter how much I mess up one day or even like a day and a half, if the following days I'm doing well, then you still dropped weight, which is
Right. Yeah. And I'm below the goal that I originally had set. And one of the things that, as I said, when I was walking with Sandy, it dawned on me is that there's both internal and external influencers.
yeah,
And the internal influencer is like, we're doing my walk and heart rate's in the 140s, occasionally 150s, because I'm jogging periodically. And we're on the way back. And it's like within the last few blocks, I'm tired. We've done 3 miles basically. And she's getting more excited because we're coming closer to home. She's kind of
yeah,
pulling on a little bit. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm tired, but I could still jog more. I
yeah,
feel fine. I could do more. So that was my internal influencers saying, yes, do it. Of course, on the weekend, I had that other internal influencer that was also saying, do it, but for the wrong thing. So I definitely think that if we listen to ourselves and then heed what we're saying, like for me, I knew what I was doing. I was making the choice. I could have gone the other direction just as easily or not. I need to listen to myself more and make suggestions that make sense.
Yeah,
So,
that's really good. And again, it's also important to view health and fitness as a huge continuum rather than 100% healthy, 100% unhealthy. It's so easy just because of the way we talk. Healthy and not healthy makes it sound extremes. All
yeah,
words are basically labels that go 100% one way or the other. So even while being in the motion of eating unhealthy, be like, I can just eat one scoop less and that's going to make a difference. I can just take 5 seconds to put the ice cream in a different room, then sit for 10 seconds and then decide if I want more. And if
yeah.
you want
Put
to
it in
get
the
back
freezer
up,
for a while.
yeah, right. And if you do want to get back up and take more, that's fine, right? But
For me, I can usually get through all morning without feeling anything. Well, the last 2 mornings, got back from after exercising, after shower, after everything, ready to come back to work again. And it felt like I should eat something else. But what I did both times is I just thought about it and made a decision, consciously decide what I was going to eat. Today I ate an
mm,
apple. Yesterday I ate some watermelon that got me way past lunch. So yeah, I just think that as long as you slow down and think about it and using that internal influencer a lot will really help too.
yeah, so I would say what we talked about earlier is even you can have an unhealthy or not the most optimal weekend, you can mess up for a day, a full day and a half, and still lose more than 2 pounds
Right.
because you can be far from perfect and still get phenomenal results. So I think that's pretty exciting for a lot of people because so many people think they have to work out 7 days a week for 2 hours and eat nothing but lettuce and tomatoes to lose weight, but that's very far from the truth, as
Right.
you
Yeah.
saw.
Well,
And
let me give you the example to reinforce that because last Thursday I weighed 174. Today I weigh 170. That's four
yeah,
pounds in 1 week, making up for what I did over the weekend.
despite the weekend not being
Right,
optimal,
exactly.
yeah, right. So that's good to remember. And same thing when you're whatever, let's say you're eating out, right? The unfit mind would say those only unhealthy options. I'll indulge in as much junk as possible. The fit mind says there's only unhealthy options. I'll still make the healthiest option from what I have. And that's the best mindset to be at. No matter what, make the very best out of the
Yeah.
circumstance.
And I think changing the attitude toward food and your tastes toward food, like I've always liked salads,
Yeah.
but adding a hot protein onto a salad for me is like, that's great. I just love it that way.
Yeah.
Now, if I were to go to a restaurant for a meal, that's probably one of the first things I would look for because I like it so much. I would
Mm.
like a salad with chicken on it or a salad with salmon on it or whatever. I think that my preferences, because like eating that apple this morning, hours after I had my protein, I was full from
Yeah.
that apple. It was great. And I enjoyed the apple, every single slice of it. It was, it was like a treat almost. So I really appreciate your support and time, and I love being part of the program and Health Hacks, the app. I think I've shown it before. I'm going to give another little peek of it because it's just way cool in terms of everything that it does. It's got your things to do today and the exercises. Here's your food. Here's the exercise check off. And my walking always gets recorded because I do it on my watch. And then Health Hacks would be different things that Daniel's suggesting for motivation and whatnot. But it tracks all of your walking and it tracks everything. It's a really good one-stop shop kind of a thing where you get your motivation there, but you also get your assignments. You could also record the food and see how you're doing over time, and you're walking over time and you're sleeping over time, which I've had trouble last few nights. But yeah, I think the Health Hacks app itself is really, really good. And it's a good part of the program.
Appreciate that. And I think something again that's important to emphasize is the best time to start is when conditions are not optimal. Because if you wait until things are optimal, you assume that things will be optimal the rest of your life. That's never going to happen.
Right.
Even if we do connect during a month period when everything's going fantastically, after that month, things are not going to go fantastically. So it's good to know how to, again, succeed under all circumstances. That way, no matter what happens, you can sustain the results.
Yeah. I totally agree. That's been the story of my life, is not maintaining it. So
Yeah.
I've done it for a few years at a time, but this time I want it permanently because at my age I don't have time to do it up and down again. But if I do this, then I'll have a lot more time. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. So thank you, Daniel. I appreciate it, and we'll see you again next week.
Fantastic. Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks. Talk to you later.
People. See you.
Bye.